Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of CookieCast. Today on CookieCast, it's our football podcast. You can't see the forest for the trees. Join myself, host Paul Williams, and co-host James Panas as we get into the week's worth of games and the upcoming week of games. And if you're lucky, there might even be a quiz. So here we go. This is CookieCast. You can't see the forest for the trees.
In suspense. Oh, little bastard. He's going to keep us in suspense, unlike the Borough did on Saturday, eh?
Not allowed to talk about football.
Hey?
Wrong cast, mate.
Oh my god, I've made the absolutely wrong cast. No.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, sorry. It's because you said, what do you want to talk about?
This is.
And I said, whatever.
I thought, is this football?
Oh,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or is this the start of Fight Club?
Can we do...
Is this the way Fight Club
Can we do... Start again?
Just cut
I'll
that.
cut all the beginning.
We'll just cut that. No, this is definitely the football cast.
I cut...
Right.
You self-shaving?
I
Obviously
cut
not.
3 seconds out of a podcast a couple of weeks ago.
Ball ache?
What a fucking nightmare that
He should be
was.
learning his editing skills. Anyway, we'll know it's football cast when you do the introduction.
Why don't you do it, James?
Because I've just give you a segue.
Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen, to CookieCast presents You Can't See the Forest for the Trees. And that at the end of this season, that might actually be quite possibly the case. You can't see the Forest because the Trees are so far down the league that...
Could be 2 divisions between us.
Could be 2 divisions. They covered that in the... Obviously, we'll come to this in more depth later. But the Evening Gazette, when covering the Leeds versus Middlesbrough game...
Might be the last one for a while.
They said it was clear to see that Leeds were the more complete team, and it was rather obvious that there may be at least one division between the sides come next season.
Yeah,
It was like,
I mean, based on the table,
Right
there
in the
must be
ball.
like 20 spaces between you.
I
19.
think we're still just about outside the drop zone.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll come to it, but it was a strange game.
It wasn't a strange game. At
I
all.
think it was, but we'll talk about why.
This week in football, lads,
Sackings.
lots of them.
Sackings.
Lots of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Left, right and centre or what?
James, off you go.
James, take it away.
He's already lost them.
Watford, man.
Kike, Sanchez,
Flores.
Flores,
Gone.
sacked for the second time. He was only employed about 6 weeks ago.
Watford have now had more sackings this year than wins.
So to put it in perspective, Watford are currently bottom of the league, having played 15 games. They are on to their 3rd manager of the season.
Wow.
Well, actually,
Ridiculous.
are they on to the 3rd one yet? Have they got a 3rd?
Well, whoever the caretaker is
Yeah.
still counts as the
All
3rd.
right, okay. All right.
So we've currently got one.
Do you remember all the big talk they were giving it when they were like, "This is definitely why we're employing a previous manager, and why it's definitely going to be better than
Yes, no.
Oh, it's not aged that one, has it? So
Absolutely textbook.
this is the guy that they fired.
So this is the guy that was their first manager when they got promoted back to the Premier League.
Hmm.
I believe he kept them up and was then relieved of his post.
Was he like 11th or something?
Yeah, he did really
They
well.
had a bit of a bad run towards the end of the season, didn't they? But
Do you know what? They keep sacking managers, but they keep staying up. So it obviously works for them.
Yeah.
Unless obviously this is the season where it just implodes and falls.
I think I was saying something. I read something where they were saying that they'd always done like a lot of research and like meticulously in planning their managers.
Yeah.
And this is like the weird one because they just
Do you know
like
what?
snapped decision,
Yeah,
re-employed him.
It's because Grazia had probably been employed for the longest of any manager they've had since they've taken over the club. So I think they were set with him, and then they obviously didn't like what he was doing, and obviously sacked him without having a plan in place.
Yeah.
So like you said, they've just panicked and they've gone back to someone that they knew.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kike Sanchez Flores, gone. next.
Is there a next?
You said loads of sackings. You're making us look amateur now.
Looks like amateur hour.
Had Emery already gone this time last week?
Oh, I think so.
I'm having a deja vu. This time last week, did we say,
Did
we've
he
already
get
talked
sacked
about
on
Mourinho?
Thursday?
Yeah, I think he was.
Did he get sacked on Thursday? Let's have a look. There's a group where it got mentioned. Dum 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 dum.
I think I saw something after the game this weekend though, where they only drew, and obviously Freddie Ljungberg was looking pretty frustrated.
Friday.
Where they're saying Arsenal have learnt in one game what Man United have still failed to learn now. Don't employ a Scandinavian playing legend as your manager.
Amazing. So, no, we had not discussed Emery because he's only just gone last Friday. So, I was listening to a podcast. It was the Danny Baker and Gary Lineker podcast earlier
Still
today.
going?
Yeah. Where they said that when Ian Wright comes out of the jungle, they just want to take him straight to the BBC studio to do Match of the Day and just say to him, "So Ian, Unai Emery, do you think he should be given more time at Arsenal, or do you reckon he's doing a really good job?" Well, I don't like sacking managers, blah blah blah.
Why has he been a fan?
He went in before Pochettino had even gone, so it'll be a case of he'll come out, and there could be a chance that Pochettino's the Arsenal manager,
Oh God!
and that Emery's the Spurs manager. I bet that's never. Well, it's not going to happen because Mourinho's the Spurs manager, but it could just be like strange that because Danny Baker was saying when they're in there, they don't get told anything about the outside world and stuff like that. So yeah, he could come out and be rather confused.
Do you agree
with
to sack him?
With Emery?
Yeah.
I think he had the worst win percentage of any Arsenal manager or something like that, and they weren't. They were. You could argue that they were worse than they were under Wenger. So.
Do you think it masked it a bit by getting to that final last year?
Probably. Yeah, probably.
I think there's talk about him getting fired based on his transfer policy, and
I don't know. I was going to say Aubameyang's been pretty good, but Wenger signed him.
Yeah, I think they were saying that since Aubameyang actually, as a aside, since Aubameyang joined Arsenal, he is the top scorer of any player in the Premier League. He's outscored Mane,
Salah.
Yeah, even
sense.
Aguero.
Yeah,
he's been very good. But if you look, I've looked a few weeks back. He'd got something crazy like 70% of all Arsenal's goals or something.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but it's what happens when you're a good player playing in a terrible, terrible team.
Yeah, talk of rail for him, isn't there?
Aubameyang.
Yeah.
He'd cost a lot. You'd imagine that Arsenal would want...
Because he's only, 18 months?
No, I think he's been there...
He came in the January, didn't he?
Yeah.
So it'll be 2 years in January.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So he'll still have a good contract.
Crazy.
So, yeah, well, I didn't really know much about him before he went there.
Emery?
Yeah.
Was at Sevilla for ages. Won all the Europa Leagues for Sevilla. Went to PSG, was the PSG manager when Barca had that ridiculous comeback, and I'm pretty sure that's what got him sacked. And then, yeah, he's just sort of like been there and thereabouts, but he'll get another job. You'd imagine he'll get somewhere in Spain.
So the North London clubs managed to just get in there above the impending axe on Pellegrini and Ole and Silva.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Because Pellegrini and Silva, they've been in the under fire ones for ages.
The Silva one's strange for me because obviously, like, unless they're planning on getting absolutely humped tonight, and then that's just like, at least that gives us a reason to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So, or they were thinking we don't want a massive load of upheaval before the Merseyside derby. And like it's better to go in with at least some sort of game plan. Otherwise,
you don't want to have your new manager in for that game, or
probably not. It's a bit of a baptism of fire in it, but it's one of those ones, isn't it, where it could go either way.
Yeah, get the honeymoon period.
Yeah.
Is there any more seconds?
I don't think so. Maybe further down the leagues, but none that affect. I mean, there almost was one if you believe the papers.
Woodgate.
Well, apparently Neil Warnock had been mentioned as being lined up to come in to take over from
Don't want
Jonathan
Colin
Woodgate.
Wanker.
Well, do we not? You're absolutely fucking right we don't. But that's just me. Yeah, so that's about it for sackings.
What else have we got?
F.A.
I didn't know if we'd leave that a little bit, but yeah, go on then.
So, happy with your tie?
No, absolutely not.
That you've been drawn against them before, haven't you? Was that last season? Did you have them in the cup third round last season?
It's either last season or season before.
Because there was the Arsenal game. Oh, sorry, we're jumping ahead. Forest were drawn away at Chelsea in the third round of the FA Cup. So see you later.
I heard that buzz going around the office.
6. Have they won it 6 times this decade? Or
Something like that. I think they are the
6
most.
times since the start
They're
of
the
the
most.
century.
Yeah, they're the most successful club in this decade or period or whatever you want to class it as and so that.
Yeah, so we'll get tomped.
Tough sledding. Boroughs, not much better.
Tottenham?
Home to Spurs.
Yeah.
I heard that as well.
Ouch. Hopefully the best thing that can happen there, replay. But can't go because it'll be midweek. I'd quite like to go to the toilet bowl. But alas.
Liverpool derby again.
Yeah, Merseyside derby was probably the biggest game drawn out. There was one non-league team who definitely got a Premier League team. Sheffield United versus AFC Fylde.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was annoyed about that, as you can imagine.
Obviously. Boston, if they can beat Rochdale, will welcome Newcastle United.
I see Pools did not get Adelaide.
Pools didn't get Adelaide. For some reason, they were left out with a tie. However, they did get Oxford United, which is just about as bad, because that's not exactly an easy place to get to. Well, I say not an easy place to get to, it's just on the M1, but yeah, they just... Jeff Stelling put quite an interesting tweet out. He was like, someone else must have said it, and he echoed the sentiments. And he said they should start doing something now where the teams that qualify from the first 2 rounds should basically get an incentivised tie.
Home tie?
Well, maybe not even home, because to some of them it's worth more to them to have the away tie. So, for example, if you say your Pools and your ground only holds just shy of 8,000 people, if you draw Man United at home, guaranteed you'll sell it out, not a problem. If you draw Man United away, they have to give you a quarter of the stadium for away supporters. So what's a quarter of nearly 80,000? 20,000. I mean, Pools will probably struggle to sell 20,000 tickets, but you'd imagine that they'll sell more than 7,000 tickets for the away end at Man United. So, for case in point, they drew Sunderland in the FA Cup about 15 years ago.
I remember you telling me, yeah.
And Pools took 10,000 to the Stadium of Light. So you'd imagine that if they drew Man United away, they'd get around the same amount of people that would go to watch the game. Now, that's obviously worth more to them than having a full home game.
It depends where you draw the line, though, because you're on the basis that they've definitely got no chance of winning.
Well, no, obviously the idea is get the home tie, get the draw, have the money spinning away tie.
Yeah.
That's obviously the idea, but if you're guaranteeing just a one-off payout, you'd imagine that get the away tie at the bigger stadium, because you're going to get more in the gate receipts. I don't know how it works with gate receipts as well, because I don't know if it's 50-50 for every tie in the FA Cup.
No idea.
Because obviously you don't have a choice over where it's been drawn. It's the draw. So I don't know if to make it fairer. It might even be something as much as... So I know that in the... I mean, we're going way into the weeds here, but... for example, in the Championship playoff final, the prize money isn't split anymore, is it?
No, they give it to the losing
the clubs have agreed
finalists,
as a sort of a collective bargaining agreement that the winner gets so much money for going into the Premier League that the losing team takes all of the proceeds from the game as their sort of prize money.
Yep.
It's like a solidarity payment or something.
That's fair.
But then wouldn't there be an incentive to lose?
No.
No, because you still get far more money for going to the Premier League.
So it's like...
Even if you shit out and came straight down.
It's coming out like 200 million for winning that game now. Whereas
it's supposedly the biggest, the most expensive tie in football.
It's the single most lucrative game in world football, basically.
The playoff final.
Because the amount of money you get for going up
Compared to
winning the Champions League, for example, or the World Cup final is astronomical. So, yeah, they've just agreed now. Whereas I've sort of lost my train of thought here, but it was basically about gate receipts. Wasn't it? So I don't know if it's a case of they might do it similar to that, as in the team that goes forward in the competition forfeits their gate receipts or whatever to the team that's knocked out.
I think you need to write to the FA. That is a cracking idea.
Because then they just obviously you get more prize money the further you go into the tournament. So, I mean, there's a couple of things they could do, because the FA Cup sort of lost its lustre over the last couple of years. Ever since we're talking like 20 years ago potentially, when Man United decided to not play in the FA Cup the season after they won the treble, because they would have played their FA Cup third round tie the same weekend they were in the World Cup Challenge.
From what I remember, though, was that Man United making that decision, or did the FA wanted them to?
The FA wanted them to play, but United were just like, well, no, we're going to be in Japan or
I
Brazil
thought the FA wanted them to represent.
No, I think I think it was a bit of both, but yeah, United basically said no, we'll forfeit the game. So they ended up having the lucky loser. It was fucking Darlington. You fucking.
Which actually is that game this week? When's Liverpool's World Club game?
It's definitely not this week because they've got Everton, haven't they? It could be next week if it's
because they've got the Super Cup game on. Is it the Thursday or the other way around? Super Cup game on the Wednesday and then the League Cup on the Thursday. It's less than 24 hours apart in it.
Hey, I'll tell you something.
In totally different countries.
It can't be next week because next week is Salzburg against Liverpool in the Champions League, so it must be the week after,
right?
Potentially. Tell you what is next. Tell you what is next Tuesday though, James.
Little trip to.
We're doing the previous week in football at the moment.
That's all I've got basically.
I was gonna say, should
we just take that lemon and just chop it off there?
Well, I was gonna say we've got a shed load.
We've
got essentially so 2 weeks worth of games to cover, and a week's worth of predictions to do.
I wonder if he went up to where Jose was just like that.
What?
James's team have scored.
United. He's got the balls as well. Like if Tottenham go in front, he'll be giving it to the crowd, won't he, as well?
Mourinho.
Yeah.
He likes a bit of
He'll be giving it his badge. Go on then, let's review. I don't think I've got. I'll just give a quick switch. I haven't got anything.
Nothing for me. Nothing extra for me, so to speak. What is Andrew doing? He just didn't like eating the air.
Oh, excuse me. Let's go for the results. So we have to cast our minds back to last Wednesday.
Tuesday. Last Wednesday.
Way back.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
In the depths.
I can only assume that the Middlesbrough 5-0 win that was on the cards came to fruition.
Did it, Andrew? We're going further back than that.
No, the 5-0 win against Barnsley.
The 5-0 win against Barnsley did come to fruition.
Did it?
It absolutely
did.
Oh, god damn it.
Just with less goals.
I see.
But
first win in 10 for the Borough, you say? Interesting.
The mighty Borough.
I love it when people go to me though, Middlesbrough have turned the corner, aren't they? No, they got a 1-0 win against bottom of the league.
The mighty Borough.
Yeah, but at that time they were unbeaten in 3, James. I'm foreshadowing. Please continue.
Managed 1 goal.
And do you know what? Watched it because it was on the red button. He almost missed it.
Is it Fletch?
It was Ashley Fletcher.
It was Ashley Fletcher.
Fletcher!
So,
Fletcher.
what does that do for the scores, James? You have absolutely no idea.
It's a long way away now.
Paul Williams picked
5-0.
5-0.
He must have picked Fletcher for a goal.
So they fucking did.
He certainly fucking did.
2 points for Paul.
2 points for Paul. James Panas.
I think I picked a win for Borough.
Well, Paul was in the room, so you gave him a goal, didn't you? But that means 2 points, James Panas, 1-0.
Really? I don't think I picked Fletch. I picked someone ridiculous like Howson or...
No, he absolutely picked Ashley Fletcher.
He absolutely did not.
Oh, he
think
picked...
I
He
did.
do.
McNair.
Paddy.
Always good for a goal, McNair, isn't
We'll
he?
come back to that. Because I've got something to raise.
Oh, no. He's got
Mr.
a bone to
Cook.
pick.
Is it
It's not
is it,
quite beef, but...
Is it the fact that it was well touted that he was definitely not playing that Leeds game, and I definitely did?
No, because back then, we wouldn't have known that.
Oh, right, okay.
Mr. Cook,
Yeah.
he followed suit, rolled out the 1-0 win.
2-0, 2 points for Andrew.
Did you go Brit?
Do you know how far back we're going? Stuart Woodmansey picked
Yeah.
a 1-0 win.
Oh my God. Did he also pick Ashley Fletcher to
With
score?
Ashley Fletcher to score.
God!
So we've gone 2-2-2-3.
3.
3.
God.
Let me just
There
make
can
sure I remember
only
that.
be more points on offer here. There can only be.
Now then. 4-0. Queen's Park Rangers
Against.
against the mighty Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
East.
4 of your finest goals, 0-4.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. So, anybody pick anything that resembled that, James?
I'd like to think that I picked 3-0, but I probably picked 3-1. Did I?
But there were no QPR fans in the room, so why are you giving him a goal?
I don't know, because we're away. They can have a goal at
You
home.
common fool.
Now, here's the first thing we've got to discuss. So, let's talk some scores. Every single person in this room and who is not in this room got a point.
Forest
Is it
win.
because they said...
Everybody picked a Forest win.
Of course they
Oh,
did.
I thought it was because they
It
said the
was
words Lewis Graben.
So, who the hell is this guy?
Tobias Figueiredo.
Centre back.
To be honest, do you know why we've never heard his name before? Because he scored his first goal for the club.
Yeah, he's not the biggest of fellows as well, really. It was a Semedo.
I fucking love that kid as well.
Obviously, there was a lot of people picking Grab Am.
Correct.
And he got one.
That man in the corner, that man in that seat, this guy here, Stuart did not.
Oh, Stu, you silly fucking idiot.
Because he loves me, doesn't he?
Paul. Would you like to tell us who scored the 3rd goal?
I believe it was João Carvalho.
Loves a bit of Carvalho.
You do love a bit of Carvalho, don't you?
Didn't this week, though.
You did.
Oh, did I?
Oh, yes.
I can't even remember.
He's not a goal as
and
well,
our 4th goal, James?
You'll never get
Semedo.
past Semedo.
What was it you called him that way? Sammy Edo or something?
Because I combined Semedo and
Semedo and
Amiobi.
Sammy Amiobi to make Sammy Amiedo.
Yeah. So, points all round. Mr. Williams cleaned up in the goals.
Because he got 2.
Mr. Panas and Mr. Cook also had a little taste. So
many points this
So
week.
Stu's lost his lead. So far.
Has he, though?
has he though?
So far.
Because Stu was in the room. So not only did we have to give him a goal, we had to give him a game.
Oh.
It wasn't the only 4-0, though, was it, Andrew?
It wasn't the only 4-0, Paul. You are correct.
So technically, I was only 1 off someone of getting a 5-goaler.
So what did we go for then? Because
I think I think most people went for a Preston win.
Yeah. So you know how Stu lost his lead?
Has he just gained it all back?
is he the only one that went for a win?
Of course he fucking is. It's his own team.
Yeah. So everybody went. Oh, Preston's absolutely going to
Roll them over.
this one.
Turn them
And
over.
from memory, Stu's got 2 go-to people and they both scored.
Stu
Oh,
loves backing his own team, doesn't he?
What score did he go?
1-0.
Now he went 1-0.
So he can only get 1 goal
so he can
scorer.
only get 1 goal
But he's
scorer.
definitely he's definitely gone Bowen or Grzycki.
He absolutely did. Probably Grzycki.
So he's the only person who got points in that
I
game.
can't remember who got
And
the
it's
4th
points.
goal. It was a pen, wasn't it?
So Josh Bowen. Jared Bowen
Jared
got
Bowen.
2.
Yeah. Grzycki
Camille
won.
Grzycki got 1. Josh McGuinness.
I told you I thought it was Scottish, but I couldn't remember.
Well, he's absolutely Northern Irish.
No, but it sounds Scottish.
We'll just gloss
Right,
over
okay.
that
I
fact.
think what I said was it's got a muck or something on it, but I couldn't remember
Wow,
who.
what a racist son of a
I was
bitch.
going to say, at least we managed to get some racism in
That's
this
not
week.
racist.
It was a muck or something in his name. His name
Yeah.
is Mag Ennis.
And the mucks aren't a race,
Wow.
by the way.
Just digging yourself a little bit further
No,
into
it's
that.
not.
one
Looks like I'll be editing another podcast.
You can accuse me of being
What are you doing?
nationist. Nationist.
So,
Right, okay. So then we move to the weekend.
cast your mind all the way back multiple weeks ago.
We said we'd add these onto this weekend's score session, though, didn't we? I think we did. I think if you go back,
we were adding them to last.
So we were adding to last week's one of which we picked last week.
I think we
So,
agreed in the last podcast
The
to roll them into
scores,
this
the
one.
scores
I
for
think we
Hull
did.
Preston
Yeah, as in
were
the ones that have just gone.
the scores for Hull Preston were 0, 0, 0, 2.
Did he go for a 1-0 win?
Oh dear.
Oh yeah.
So we need to add that to make 3 scores. So, Mr. Paul Williams, I'm not
Hello.
picking on you. You're just first on my
Yeah,
list.
you are, you slag.
1 point from the original set of games.
Yes, sir.
A combined 5 points
Yeah, boy.
from the next set of games. Unfortunately, that is where your scoring ends, because you didn't get anything from Hull Preston.
Whatever.
6 points
All right.
for a multitude of games. James Panas, let's talk. 2 points. 4 points. No points.
No points.
So I'm just the same as him.
6 points. Mr. Cook, 1 point. 4 points.
So just tell me who's missing from that Liverpool team.
No points. 5 points in this corner. Stuart Woodmansey started out well
Well, loads.
with a 0. Then got himself 4 points. And then got
Firmino.
himself 2 points.
Salah.
So the
Alisson.
ending scores: Paul's on 6, James is on 6, I'm on 5, and Stu's on 6.
Wow.
Wow.
What a week.
Kings.
Nice. I don't know what's the surprise there.
However,
Oh, Salah. Mental.
as I said, a lot of games to get through. That's not where the game's finished.
That is absolutely correct, Andrew. It is not.
More games.
Just skip it. We'll come back to
Liverpool game's not until
it. Do you know
quarter
what?
past, is it?
In fact, we will come back to it because we were at the game. So we'll do the Nottingham Forest game first.
And that's the other thing. That's the thing I need to raise.
Oh dear.
So let's talk Nottingham Forest versus Cardiff, James.
I'd rather not.
I'd rather you didn't either.
So it was because I was showing you the highlights on the train, wasn't I?
Oh dear.
It was a misty affair,
Bit dim.
and we got beat at home, which is really annoying. Because all like another team that's beat us this season that isn't even a contender. We've just lost to shithouses.
Let's hope that
That's
continues a week on Tuesday.
That's not where the annoyance stops, though, is it?
Because
Do you want to tell
Paul,
us what the score was?
because it was 1-0 to Cardiff. Did you say 1-0 to Cardiff?
I don't know if I did.
I can't remember what the score he said, but I know he got the goal scorer. Annoyingly.
Let me look at it. James Panas 3-0 to Nottingham Forest.
Nope.
Mr. Cook rolled out his favourite.
2-1 to
2-1
Forest.
to Forest. What's this here? Paul Williams is a 0. And there's a 1.
I don't know, and he's got the player.
0-1. So that's 2 points.
When we were at the game and my phone goes, so I pull it out and he's like, "Oh!"
What's this this goal score?
Does it by any chance read
It's a double barrel though.
Mendes Lang?
Yeah.
Does.
How
Don't know
many
how
is
he's managed
that?
it.
So Paul has taken 3 points from that game, and the rest of us, being me and you, don't like points.
Beagles.
Can you manage?
We don't
Can
like
you?
points.
If you'd have correctly picked the bloody Borough game, we'd have won a bet.
Yeah, how mental's that?
Well, I wrote that down. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Do you know
he's
what?
absolutely nailed it.
For a little period of time, we were almost on for it. If I'd have had access to the internet,
What did you say?
I said 3-1 Leeds.
So
Never looked like you were going to score. Never looked like you were going to score.
So I'm going to tell you a little story.
Oh.
Right.
I'm going to break it up a little bit.
Oh.
Tell you a little story.
Oh.
It's not beef as such.
Oh dear.
I was just like, props where props is due. So I'm in the gentleman's facilities.
Whoa! What? I did not know where that was going.
Gentleman's club. I was in the little boys' room earlier today. I wasn't alone by any stretch of the imagination.
What?
There was a one Paul Williams.
That's me, folks.
Was not dropping a doozy, I will add. We were having a conversation. That conversation went like this. I reckon the football podcast is going to be a long one tonight. I was like, all right, yeah, we've got to talk about 4 Leeds goals. I was like, right, okay. Leeds scored 4 then. Yeah. He was like, do you want to know, do you know who scored one of them goals? My response, without skipping a beat, was Patrick Bamford.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And I'm like,
only took 3 minutes.
I'm sort of in the other end of the facilities going, come on, where's the props on getting that? Nothing. He didn't come back, high five me. Nothing.
He knew a football.
It's the second one today. I got the Paddy McNair. Yeah. Nothing. I had nothing from you lot.
I had nothing.
4-0 Leeds.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Points all round.
For the win.
Oh, you
I told you.
you fool.
I told you. We stood in the kitchen at work, and he's like, "Oh, everybody got points." I was like, "I think they did," because somebody stupidly was like, "I reckon Borough's got this."
You went Borough win.
Look at the disgust in his
Is
face.
he on crack?
Look at the disgust in his face. Do you know? As I said to him, do you not remember the conversation? I was like, Middlesbrough and Leeds games never go the way they're supposed to. So 4-0 to Leeds.
No, when we were with Stubbs, he's like, it'll either be really tight or Leeds will smash you.
No,
Well, it was not them.
Yeah.
no, he wasn't. But he wasn't that confident, was he? Because he was like, "Oh no, we haven't beaten anyone like comprehensively this season." I was like,
So
"Well."
let's talk some points, and then you can regale us.
So first goal,
Paul Williams,
Patrick Bamford. Second goal, Matthias Click.
click.
Third goal,
Costa.
Fourth goal, Matthias
Matthias
Click.
click.
Good goal.
I don't think the fourth was that good. Just,
Paul.
It's just same as Grealish's, and that got lauded.
Paul, you rolled out James's favourite score.
3-1.
James, you rolled out my favourite score.
I got
2-1.
2-1.
And I had some kind of head trauma and thought Middlesbrough might win this one for some reason. So, point and a point. Obviously, when we get to the goal scorers, point and a point.
Yeah.
So, it's my least favourite time of the week.
So Paul's absolutely cruised it.
Mr. Cook,
I hope that helps you
0 points.
accept getting hammered.
Cheers. Thanks.
James Panas, 2 points.
Yeah.
Paul Williams,
5 points.
5 points for the week.
Yeah.
I mean, what is...
It's not bad off 2 games.
So, do you want to tell us about your little trip out?
Cold.
Did you not take a jumper?
Well, if
Or a duvet.
he'd have followed his instructions,
My feet weren't cold.
he would have known to wrap up warm.
I did wrap up warm. I had a jumper and a coat.
It's not wrapping up warm, James.
He come out in walking boots and God knows how many pairs of socks. He wasn't the only one, in fairness.
He was not. Mr. Gibb also had the walking boots on. Basically, I'm a
He
seasoned
even
pro.
bought himself a little Leeds scarf as well.
He
didn't
absolutely did. Obviously, he was in the Leeds end, so that's acceptable. But yeah, we had a lovely little trip to Leeds, didn't we, Jamesy?
Yeah.
Went on the train, a few train beers, as you do.
Wanky
train
or
Oh, they were absolutely wanky.
super
Bought
wanky?
from Lidl.
There was a little grapefruit IPA, which was
Ooh.
treacly.
Delicious.
Treacly.
It was a little bit... to say it wasn't black, it was dark.
Yeah. And then there was a little blood orange.
Little blood orange IPA.
Yeah.
Wankiest of all the wankies.
Freaking Norma, it might as well have been avocado.
One of our party was not into wanky beer and
He's
just
not- he's
rocked
not
up
a
with
wanky beer.
Cronenbergs.
That was Mr. Matthew Stubbs.
Real man.
A real man drinking his real man's lager.
A man
So we arrive in Leeds. We have a little wander down to North Brewing. Delicious. A little boysenberry goes. If you're thinking,
because we tested that on the previous one.
If you're thinking, what's a boysenberry? It's a hybrid berry, Andrew. So don't you worry about it, my friend.
It's nice.
Then we took the bus up to the ground.
I went to Billy's Bar.
Billy's Bar, little pint in there. Delicious.
Gloriously watched Man City
John
not
Joe
winning.
John Joe Shelby knitting a last minute equaliser for Newcastle.
Man City didn't win again.
James is really happy about this.
I know. It's alright because they smashed Burnley last night.
Then we watched the game, and after 3 minutes, it was all downhill.
It was. When I was looking at the scores, I was like, does that say 3?
Yeah. So then we watched it, and it got to So we watched it, at least we saw Borough's only shot on target. It's a free kick around 42 minutes, because we said, right, is it time to just go and get a pint now? So we bailed a bit. So we bailed at about, yeah?
Free kick was in the second half.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because it was down our end.
Oh, right, yeah. So what did we stay and watch?
It
was a free kick.
A
Maybe it was
corner?
Leeds.
Yeah, maybe it was a Leeds free kick. Yeah.
Stayed and watched that, and I thought we were going to get a pint. I don't know. At least half an hour later, we got back to us.
So bear in mind, we left.
Isn't that the point that Middlesbrough usually score?
But bear in mind, we joined the queue before the end of the first half.
Missed the second goal.
And we were served 10 minutes into the second. So that includes the 15-minute break, 5 minutes before, 10 minutes after.
Added time at the end of the first half.
Bullshit.
It was...
To say it was
It was so long that the bar ran out of lager, but by the time we got to the front of the queue, they had then got lager again.
Wow.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Good pie though. I enjoyed the pie.
Decent pie, yeah.
Talk to me about the pie.
Peppered steak pie.
Ooh.
Yeah, go on then. 2 of them, please.
No
Sharesies.
No Mediterranean.
No,
was it 3 cheese and potato?
3 cheese and potato.
Was the vegetarian option.
And the guy in front of us was just like, "Don't have that, mate. It's like mush in a case." I was like, I wasn't planning anyway, but okay.
Did it list the cheeses?
No, it was just 3 cheese.
No, but I know where you're going with this. But we did regale that story, didn't we?
Did we?
With the cheddar motherfucker.
Red Leicester motherfucker.
Oh, Red Leicester
motherfucker, whatever it was.
I mean,
he knows who he is.
I'm thinking that you've probably got some basic cheeses, but I want to be seeing a feta in there.
Yeah, not in a pie. I'd assume it's cheddar, mozzarella, and Red Leicester motherfucker.
The mozzarella's going to give it its
pull apartness.
Yeah.
Stringiness. We're not even talking about football anymore, are we? So yeah, drank the beers. Well, mine was a fruity cider, fruit-based beverage for the lady.
And he moans because he gets cold.
So it was a case of get something sweet so I can just drink it as quickly as possible. I think I got it down in about 5 mouthfuls, and I was like, "Oh my head, oh my teeth," because it was so cold. And then basically went back up to the seats.
It was this first time in there where the seating was just an absolute free for all.
Just some of the Borough fans, animals.
Just animals in the aisles, just.
Some choice chants going on. I believe we were regaled with
racism or no?
Jimmy Savile. He's probably your dad.
Jimmy Savile is one of your own.
Jimmy Savile is one of your own.
At one point, Leeds fan, because we were sat near the Leeds kind of end.
Right.
So they're obviously giving it us. Leeds Borough fans trying to give it them. They start chanting, "You're going fucking down," or "You're just going down," or "You're fucking going down."
You're fucking down, or "You're going down."
You're going down. So the Borough fans countered that with, "We're fucking going down."
Just
gave up.
Down. We're going down. Just gallows humour, isn't it? You got to join in. And then the Leeds fans really drove the old stake in with Woodgate.
Give us a
wave. To which one lad in front of us was like, "If he fucking dares,
don't you fucking dare,
I'm gonna fucking chin him," or something like that. And it was like, he's not stupid. He knows the rules, lads. Yeah, it was a bit brutal. Totally outclassed. To be fair, as much as I dislike Leeds, they played some lovely stuff at times. They were just much fitter,
I think
much
it was
more
just
talented.
When I was saying it was a bit of a weird game, it's like even though they won 4-0, I don't think Leeds. They weren't. You wouldn't go. God, they played amazing.
They weren't. At
They
their
were
best.
They just played solid.
They overplayed it at the back quite a lot, and I did say a better team will punish them for that. So later in the season, when it gets towards the end of the season and they're starting to shit themselves a bit, they'll do it. They'll do it in a game and it'll cost them a game. They'll lose a game 1-0 to a defensive mistake. It's absolutely guaranteed to happen.
It's because there's no Pontus.
Watched back the Calvin Phillips challenge on Dale Fry, and it's absolutely a red card.
All right.
Keep talking. I'll find it and I'll show it to you because it's absolutely a red.
He was talking.
Well, no, because obviously I'm chatting, but I'm
Well,
trying to do research. I'm a broadcast journalist, James.
Yeah, well, if you'd have thought on, you'd have done it beforehand. Had it ready on a PowerPoint presentation.
You would have thought so,
and
wouldn't
everything.
you? Sadly.
Well, that's basically it. They got beat well.
They were comfortably beaten.
I think, but as I say, I don't think Leeds necessarily played amazing to get that result, and I don't think. I wouldn't put it down and go, oh, do you know what, bro? We're absolutely shit. They just weren't good.
They were bad. They were very, very bad.
I don't know if they were that bad. The overriding thing is, whenever Leeds had the ball, they always had a pass on.
Yeah.
Borough never looked like they had a pass on. That's all I can really say.
Absolutely true.
Leeds players look to be moving a bit more and putting a bit more effort in. That's that's all I can really say.
It's kind of how games are won, isn't it? By the team that's playing better than the other team.
Yeah, but that's why I say it's like, I don't. When you see 4-0, you're like, oh, that team was amazing or that team was shit. I didn't really see that it was. They just did a job. Really.
Here we go. How was he not getting a red card for that? Absolutely insane. It's like not even close. He's off the floor.
Well, the reason why he's not getting a red card is because he's England's premier holding
midfielder. Wait for it.
He's England's premier holding midfielder.
Apparently so. The other sort of slight thing to take from the game that will probably get glossed over is that in the first half, after they were already 1-0 up, Bamford had another chance inside the box, and he almost picked out the bottom corner, but Ainsley Pears stuck his hand down, literally just got down to it and stopped it from going in, and it didn't even get.
Paul thinks this is the best part of the game.
Barely got a round of applause.
Yeah, none of the rest of the football world seem to acknowledge this.
But it's this thing of, like, obviously they conceded 4.
Could have been 5.
You'd imagine that, like, the keeper's at fault for all of them and stuff like that. The keeper played well. To say it's only his 4th or 5th
I think
game.
you could claim, if you take it back far enough, that he's at fault for that Bamford goal.
The first one, he should push it further away.
So Bamford's had a shot. He's saved it, but parried it into a danger zone. Someone's there had another shot. I can't remember who it was, and he's like gone down with the save to make a double save. But then after the second save, they've then crossed it in over him, and Bamford's had
he's made the mistake of after he's parried the ball, he's gone sort of like, as the ball gets recycled back out, he's chased the ball, so he's left his goal basically. He's gone away from the goal. If he'd stayed where he is,
it over him.
He might have been able to make a save when Bamford puts the head.
The initial thing is that initial Bamford effort. He's just saved it into a bad zone. But whatever.
During the course of the game, he made another couple of good saves, and he could do nothing with the rest of the goals and stuff like that. So.
I don't know if I've seen the second goal.
No, well, the second goal,
we missed it live.
They broke, and then it just took a massive deflection off IR and just looped over.
Oh, right.
Just
and then the last two were just
the last two. The third goal, the guy just absolutely smashed it from the edge of the box, and he just
kind of went through players.
It was fast past him before he could even dive. And then the fourth goal was just a crowd of players, and the guys just looped it over him in the corner.
Good goal.
But yeah, disappointing obviously as a Borough fan, but. What else am I going to do?
Nice day out.
What else am I going to do with my £39?
Tick to game off. Tick to ground off that I've never been to before.
True.
I'll have to get him to a random game for Forest at some stage.
Indeed.
Speaking of Nottingham Forest.
Yeah. Not going to have many predictions this week, Andrew.
No.
Because it's the same game.
Well, it is on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Not on Saturday, though.
But, well, it's still less predictions than normal, then.
Tuesday.
Tuesday, as in Nottingham Forest versus Middlesbrough.
We've got some Saturday games before it.
Yeah.
Also, you might be able to work out by that, but no Tuesday podcast next week.
We're not going to be here. Wow. I know, right? So is it Dele Alli or is it Dele Alli's brother?
I didn't know this. So apparently that's what he said to him when he went when he first met him. Did you know about you might have seen this or something like that. But apparently the first day of training, when Mourinho took over at Spurs, he went up to Dele Alli and said, obviously introduced himself to all the players or something like that. And then must have said something like, "Are you Dele Alli?" He was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Well, why don't you play like him then? You've been playing like Dele Alli's brother at the minute," or something like that.
Since Mourinho's come in, I think he's scored
So,
4 goals now.
Yeah.
So, he's been absent all year.
Well. Millwall versus Nottingham Forest.
That's not good, is it, that one?
Is our
Premier game. First game, if you will.
first game.
Millwall versus Forest. That's a tough trip.
No one likes to go to Millwall.
No, but we're absolutely going to go and win.
By what score, James?
2-0.
Okay. 0-2.
Yeah.
I presumed you meant.
Yeah. So obviously Lewis will get a goal.
Obviously.
Who else would get a goal?
I'm going to jump on you.
Sorry.
Carvalho for 2 in a row.
Wow.
There you go.
What an absolutely stupid motherfucker.
Paul?
I will have a little slice of Millwall 0. Nottingham Forest 1.
Okay.
With Graban to score the goal.
Graban.
Graban.
Wow.
Well, you took the rug right from underneath me there, so I'm not sure.
Thursday Premier League games this side of Christmas.
Well,
I am all over that as well.
I like it, Andrew. Yes.
Oh, I'd forgotten. Yeah. It's only just reminded me that that's the Friday night game, isn't it?
It is.
Because we're
Friday
missing
night.
it going to Nottingham with... We're going to Nottingham with him as Nottingham leave to go and play in Millwall. Yeah.
Yeah, we're supposed to be good.
Forgotten about that.
Which brings us swiftly on to excuse me, Middlesbrough versus Charlton.
So Charlton are a little bit like the Borough in the fact that they've been a bit shit recently. They were in the top 6, I think, for the first part of the season. They've started to tumble down the league. I think they're about 17th or so now.
Wow.
So, arguably a chance for Middlesbrough to right the wrongs of Saturday.
How did Charlton go on at the weekend?
I don't know.
I don't know if they got a
However,
result.
this weekend they will be put to the sword. Middlesbrough will win 2-0.
Lost to Wednesday at home.
Oh yeah, we
TV
watched
game,
we saw
yeah.
the game, didn't we?
Your goal scorers are
Ashley Fletcher.
obviously.
I'm trying to piece together the team because there was players that got injured on Saturday.
Oh,
Paddy McNair was one. Asombalonga was another.
will not be scoring.
Stick me down for Marcus Tavernier.
Go.
It's at Borough, isn't it? Because obviously we got offered tickets. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Borough.
Oh Jesus!
I was tired of that.
Pair of you are a nightmare.
Savile? Is he playing at the moment?
He played on Saturday, didn't he?
Jimmy.
Oh dear. Now, no, we'll have to do it as 2 separate bets. I've got my bet ready now if you want to put it in.
Give it to me.
So Nottingham Forest 1-0, or
Yep.
0-1 if you will, 7-1.
Mm-hmm.
Middlesbrough 2-0, 9-1.
Yep.
Gives me a double of 79-1. and then we'll have to do the Borough Forest bet as a separate bet. What did you have for the Borough? Oh, you had 1-0, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
And what did you have for the Forest? Millwall?
2-0.
Huh, so we just reversed each other's picks.
Did we?
Isn't that funny?
Hilarious.
So, James Panas, Middlesbrough 1-0 at 7-1, Nottingham Forest 2-0 at 12-1, gives James Panas a double of 103-1.
That's very low for me.
It is.
Um,
What was Andrew Cook's Nottingham Forest pick?
0-1.
Same as me.
Graben. Did you go Graben?
I did.
And your Middlesbrough pick?
1-0.
Ooh, a pair of 1-0 wins. So that's 7-1 on both, giving you a double of 63-1.
Ooh. So, talk to me about this other game.
Which moves us on to the big game.
The Borough versus the Forest. Gee-bus.
Mm-mm-mm.
Need to write this down.
Tasty, 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 eh? So, as it stands, unable to put bets on it, you can only pick away win, draw, or home win. So I have to do that when we're on the move.
I think Andy should go first.
Andrew, absolutely. So it's at Nottingham. Hence why we're going to Nottingham. Well, we might not be going to Nottingham if Lewis can't pull his finger out.
Even Mr. B asked for a ticket for that.
For the Forest Borough
He
game?
was like, yeah, I'd do that.
What?
Because I said we're all going, like, but he's got a day off.
Of course, yes.
0-2.
No chance. Just to put it in perspective, Middlesbrough do not do well at the
You
sixth
think-
round.
You think Borough are going to win?
No.
Right, so
Why
it's
have you
2-0 then.
I've got Middlesbrough versus
Oh, no,
Forest.
it's Forest,
It's
Middlesbrough.
Forest versus Middlesbrough.
Right, well, I'll do that.
I was gonna
I
say-
think we all lost our minds there.
What?
2-0 you're going for. To the tricky trees. I know where he's going.
Go on then.
What you've gone? You've gone Graben and Cash.
You're half right.
Cash.
No.
Really? Graben and
Lolly.
Lolly.
He's accidentally picked Osborne, forgetting that he was sold.
Grab and brace.
Really? Good shout.
Who the hell's Brace?
Good shout. Shall I go next?
Yes.
I'm going for 4-0.
Wow.
He's not even getting a goal because he's in the room.
You're a swag. You're an absolute slag.
Grab 'em hat trick.
And it's going to be difficult for me to contain my excitement in the away fan end when all these goals go in. Graben 2. Think you're onto a winner there. Lolly and Worrell.
So, this is where Paul Williams shocks us with
Are you giving yourself a goal because you're in the room?
2-0. The Borough.
Nottingham Forest 3, because they always seem to score 3 whenever I'm there. Oh no, they only scored
Do you
2
mean
at the
to
room
say
side.
that? Or
Yeah,
have you
because
just
I
been-
need to have a record of it
Oh, okay.
to put the bet on next week. Middlesbrough 1. So I think they will get beat. But the optimist in me is thinking that at some point during this season I will go to a live game where Middlesbrough will fucking score.
I mean, that's one better than they did last year.
True.
It's 3-0 when we went.
I
So
can only
you're getting an improvement.
basically what I'm saying
It can't
is
be as bad as it was
they're
last
chipping
year.
away slowly but surely. So next season it'll be 3-2.
We're not playing next.
The season after that
We're
it'll
not
be
playing it
3-3.
next year.
The season after that we'll win again 4-3. Who scored the goals last year? It was that
Lolly.
Milosevic. But he's not there anymore.
Milosevic.
Milosevic,
is a
Carvalho,
And
Graben. No, it must have been Milosevic,
Did Lolly take the pen?
Lolly, Graben.
Yeah. No.
Carvalho just had a really good game. Yeah, it was.
Oh no, Carvalho the assist,
Won the
didn't
penalty.
he? Did
I
Graben
think.
score?
Yeah, because he came on, didn't he?
Yeah,
It
but
was like his first touch or something like
Did he?
that. Yeah. Pretty sure he did anyway. You could probably tell us. Probably in the book.
I don't think Graben scored, you know.
You have to go back to April of last year.
It's not worth it.
We'll cover it. We'll tell you all in the comments or something like that. I reckon 2 of the goal scorers will get again. Carvalho and Graben. However, in their ranks is a person who used to play for Borough. Therefore, he is absolutely nailed on to score. Sammy Amiobi. He was only on loan at us for a bit, but he'll definitely score.
Albert.
Oh my God, I completely forgot about him. He's not really playing much though, is he? Is he playing?
He gets off the bench.
Middlesbrough goal scorer.
Do.
Well, clearly he's going to come back and score against the old team. Right?
If he scores first, shirt's coming off, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Newport helicopter.
And that.
I believe
We're at the end of the road.
that is the end of the predictions for
Yeah.
many weeks to come.
But Andrew, we're at the end of the road, but are we about to go around the world?
We are going around the world.
We are. Probably
While he's just prepping there,
about to
are
go.
we going out for the Man United, the Manchester
sent us
Derby
a
on
message?
Saturday?
What's it?
What time? 5 o'clock?
5:30. Watch it before we get to.
Why don't we have that as our meeting point then? Meeting town at a location to be determined.
Yeah.
Um,
Sure, Sam will enjoy that one.
sports ball, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Tee.
As long as there's beer, I don't think I'll care.
We need to try and think of a place that's, one, going to show the football, potentially not that busy.
Tavern.
It'd be fucking heaving.
Do you think?
It's always busy in there.
Oh, okay.
We'll sort it out.
Yeah.
Please. Get the books.
And the book's out, James.
Get the books.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that we are here, seeing as this is where it's open to. We're still doing the same quiz, around the world in 80 questions.
All
we
around
are
the world.
into what will be section 6. Is this the 6th?
Don't know what
Back?
you heard.
Yeah, I've got number 5.
Yeah.
Last week, I've started recording.
Joining at home. Let's crack on. Number 1. In which country would you find Army United, Air Force Central FC, and Police United?
Oh dear.
Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, or India? Who do?
Wow. Incidentally, what's my number in that one there?
1, 2, 6. Right, okay. Interesting.
Which Milan legend signed for MLS side Montreal Impact in 2012? Was it Paolo Maldini, Alessandro Nesta, Filippo Inzaghi, Clarence Seedorf?
Ooh.
Number 3. Gary Neville recently started his first managerial job at which Spanish club? Always remember it's 2016. Granada, Real Sociedad, Valencia, Athletic Bilbao. Number 4. Which Greek club has reached a European Cup final? PAOK FC, AEK Athens, Olympiakos,
Panathinaikos.
Yeah, I knew it in my head, but I just couldn't get the words out. Number 5. Which was the last English club to win the Europa League? Remember, it's 2016. Chelsea, Liverpool, Fulham or Arsenal? Number 6. What did Australian referee Benjamin Williams do in the Boxing Day game between Sydney FC and Central Coast Mariners? He dressed up as Santa Claus. He made both managers wear festive hats. He replaced the pre-match coin toss with a Christmas cracker. He gave every mascot a mince pie. I don't want to give anything away there, but Number 7. Lionel Messi was born in which city? Rosario, Buenos Aires, Barcelona, Cordoba. Number 8. Following his spell at Portsmouth, in which country did Tony Adams test his managerial credentials? Was it India, Wales, Azerbaijan, Latvia?
Incidentally, how sharp was his suit on the
FA Cup
draw?
Just ridiculous.
Number 9.
He had this like slim cut velvet affair on. Oh, he looked good. He looked good, didn't he?
1998 World Cup Golden Boot winner and Croatian striker Davor Suker has played for Arsenal and which other Premier League club? Was it Chelsea, Manchester United, West Ham,
This guy not need any answers.
or Everton?
You know that one.
Yeah.
Apparently you're not the only one.
Ooh.
10th and final. Who managed France when they won the World Cup in 1998? Jacques Santini, Raymond Domenech,
Dominic.
Aim Jacket,
Jacquet.
Gerard Houllier.
Gerard Depardieu.
So your score to beat. Is 3.
Exquisite.
Go on then.
Number 1. In which country would you find Army United, Air Force Central FC, and Police United?
Vietnam.
I've also gone Vietnam.
So did I. So we're all wrong. Thailand. They also have a club called Navy. Number 2. Which Milan legend signed for MLS side Montreal Impact in 2012?
I don't know why I've done this because I think he must have retired by then. I've gone for Inzaghi.
See, I went for Nesta, but part of me's now thinking it's Seedorf.
I went in Zanagi. Alessandro Nesta. Nesta has since been appointed a manager of Miami FC. Number 3. Gary Neville recently started his first managerial job at which Spanish club?
Valencia.
Correct.
Time will tell if he made the right decision.
Well, he got binned off after about 14 games or something, so...
There we go.
Said that he said that he's in hindsight he's like, I never should have taken that job. He's like, I have no idea what it is to be a manager.
Number 4. Which Greek club has reached a European Cup final?
Yeah, so you should be able to get this one right.
I never.
Well,
Panathinaikos.
oh, he's done it, he's got it right.
It was. They lost the 1971 final to Ajax.
I'm stumped by number 5.
No, you're not.
I'm not, because I got it right. So that should tell you something. Just guess. Which was the last English club to win the Europa League?
Well, do you know what? Even in 2016, I was like, when did Man United win it? I've gone for Chelsea.
It is Chelsea, because United won it in 2016.
In the 2012-2013 season. Chelsea.
I didn't know it was Liverpool. I knew it wasn't Fulham.
Liverpool got to the final the season before.
What did Australian referee Benjamin Williams do in the
I've gone
Boxing
for what
Day
I'd like to see.
game between Sydney FC and Central Coast Mariners?
They pulled a cracker.
So I've gone for dressed up like Santa.
I went for dressed up like Santa.
That's
we
wrong.
should have both gone with what James
Yeah.
picked.
Yay.
So
That is amazing.
Slightly connected.
But what I was going to say was, surely you can't do that.
So there's a guy who apparently forgot the coin. So when he went out for the coin toss to decide who gets the kickoff and stuff like that, so thinking on his feet was like, new rules now, lads. We don't do the coin toss anymore. It's rock paper scissors.
Brilliant.
To see who can get it.
Best of 3.
Apparently it was best of 3 or something like that. And then obviously he got reported to the assessors, so he got a fine or something.
Which was I forgot my coin. Which was the NFL game recently where they flipped a coin for overtime, and they picked one side, got the other side, but still got the ball.
Oh.
There was a game recently where the ref was like, go to the wrong team.
Oh dear.
Lionel Messi was born in which city?
I believe it's Rosario, because I think that's where Newell's Old Boys play.
Well, I've gone Buenos Aires because the other two are in Spain. But
I went Barcelona.
Yeah, he's from Argentina.
It's not only the fact that he gets it right.
He gives you a little stat as well, doesn't he?
The stat is exactly what is written down here.
He's a twat.
He started his career at hometown club, Newell's Old Boys. I mean... Number 8. Following his spell at Portsmouth, in which country did Tony Adams test his managerial credentials?
Something in the back of my head saying Azerbaijan.
I have gone Latvia.
I went Latvia. I mean, it's Azerbaijan. He took over at Gabala, but
never
left the manager's job after less than 2 years. He's now the director of football at the club.
Interesting.
The 1998 World Cup Golden Boot winner and Croatian striker Davor Suker has played for Arsenal and which other Premier League club?
West Ham.
He spent 1 season at the club. West
Come on,
Ham.
you lines.
I got that one. Who managed France when they won the World Cup in 1998?
It's Amy Jacquet.
Jackie.
With Zinedine Zidane directing things on the pitch. Amy Jacquet.
Amy.
What have you done this week?
Well, you tell me how you've done, James.
6.
Close.
You got 8.
I did get 8. Yeah.
I got 3. So there's that.
There you go, folks. So if you can come up with an idea of how to get James some more wins...
I don't care.
James should get my points.
It's the participating that counts.
Because what did you get?
Maybe
You got
I should
6.
get your points. Maybe we should minus your points off Paul's.
I got 3.
Ooh, there's an idea. I like that.
And you got 8, so you'd have won.
We minus yours off Paul's in future.
And you'd have won. Works whichever way you like it.
I'm still persisting with this.
And if you
all
want
James
to try and...
Andy.
For all those weeks that I win.
You will win one. Guaranteed. It's just sheer numbers. Obviously, I'll have had to forget everything about football ever.
Neither of you can make it that week, and I'm like, right, it's time for the quiz.
What? How did I still lose?
I got 3 out of 10.
Right, cheers, folks.
Any closings?
Nothing for me. Just obviously, support your local football team. Unless it's Leeds. Or Man United. Or Man City, apparently. No, just support your local football team. Go and see a live football game. Even though Borough got beat, it was there, wasn't it? It was enjoyable.
Plenty of wanky beer about us, aren't
there? So much wanky beer.
So much.
The one disappointment is that we didn't get a chance to go to the Head of Steam and can ourselves a beer for the way home.
Because they were queuing out the door.
1 in, 1 out at one point it was. Fucking mental. And that was only like 8 o'clock? No, it wasn't even that late, was it? Like 6?
We got... No, a bit later than that.
6:30,
We got a train just after 7, I think. Anyway.
So...
6:30ish, yeah. Busy. Well, yeah, there was wanky beer on the way home as well, wasn't there?
Oh, there was. And we didn't have to. We didn't even have to dilute it this time. We had the full can.
Oh, how are your injuries? So we got beer for the train. I, like a normal person, got 2 cans. Matt and Paul both decided to go with bottled beers with no bottle opener.
So rather than get the old
he managed to successfully get, after a lot of effort, 1 open off the table.
Paid for it with my knuckles though. So I was saying that I would tell the missus when I got home that I'd been scrapping.
You perfected your technique for Matt's bottle, and then when Matt went for another bottle, we had to ask the bad lads,
the bigger boys, the bigger boys
sat at the table, and he goes, "Yeah, I'll do it with me lighter, mate," and just like,
So there you go. Thanks, guys.
There you go.
See you next week. We'll give you the rundown of the Nottingham Forest Borough.
They won't be see you next Tuesday, though, will they?
They might be. Hello. Oh, hi. Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries. I'll come and answer the door.
That is timing.
Thank you. Bye.
So there you go. What do you think to that? Another one done. Another week gone. Another week of football to look forward to. YouTube watchers, make sure you're YouTube subscribers, and everybody jump over to thecookiecast.com. Check us out over there. Drop us some love. Join us next week for more fun and football, and probably another quiz, and all of that good stuff. Until then, I'm going to say bye, and I'll see you then. Bye.